The Eagle Tavern was built between 1800 and 1803. Records regarding its construction have long since disappeared. The tavern is called plain style, boxy sloping roof, and equal from front to back. It is evidence that an earlier structure existed on this site. Before the tavern was the tavern, it was an apartment complex called the Old Hotel. A descendant of one of the tavern's owners deeded the 16-room hotel to the Georgia Historical Commission, and throughout time and restoration, our old hotel became the Eagle Tavern we all know. Oh, hey there. My name is Connor Griffin, and I'll be taking you on a tour of Watkinsville's historic Eagle Tavern. Now, the Eagle Tavern served many purposes for the people of Watkinsville. It was a tavern, an inn, a stagecoach stop, and a general store. On occasion, it served as a courthouse and even a mortuary. So, why call it the Eagle Tavern? Remember, we had just defeated Great Britain and gained our national freedom. Why not name a tavern in honor of our newly appointed national symbol, the bald eagle? In fact, we know of at least 13 Eagle Taverns in the state of Georgia alone. Let's take a look inside. This is the mercantile room. It's basically the tavern's general store. In this room, one could buy or barter for all sorts of things. Household items, books, fabric, shot, powder, farm implements, and even alcohol. In fact, alcohol seemed to be a major commodity. Let's look at the ledger. Most of these transactions involved liquor in one way or another. One of the 1819 entries by pioneer and Revolutionary War soldier David Elder Sr. indicates that he paid $1 for 2 half pints of cordial and another $1 for 2 handkerchiefs. At the tavern, 87 cents could buy you dinner and horse feed. Notice the door to your left. This is believed to be the loading dock. Horse and ox-drawn wagons were backed up to this door and all manner of goods were unloaded. The process is very similar to 18-wheelers unloading their goods today. Now, let's take a look at some more of the items that may have been available here on the Georgia frontier. One could obtain needles, thread, and bolts of fabric to make clothes and bedding. Here we see twists of tobacco. After harvesting, tobacco was hung to dry, then twisted. Often, this helped wring out any additional moisture in the plant. Tobacco was not only used for chewing and smoking, it was used for medicinal purposes as well. This is a sugar cone. This was an expensive item in early Georgia. See, sugar was primarily imported from the Caribbean, South America, and a few plantations on the Georgia coast. It was so expensive that the lady of the house often kept it under lock and key. The cone shape is derived from the shape of the sugar molds. The blue paper could be soaked in warm water, and the blue dye would be leached out and used to dye these clothes a beautiful robin's egg blue. Clever marketing indeed. Here is another item that was all the rage in the early 1800s. Ladies, this was the latest in cookware. You can use it to bake, fry, broil, and boil. You can even use it to do small loads of laundry. It was called the Dutch oven, and it was used to revolutionize cooking in post-revolutionary America. In the mercantile room, an assistant could assist customers with all of these wonderful products and then attend guests in the tavern. This room was a gathering place, not only for the people of Watkinsville, but also for guests, travelers, and for students at Franklin University, later known as UGA. The stagecoach stopped here 2 to 3 times a week, and it brought with it not only tavern customers, but news of the outside world in the form of newspapers and letters. Back in the day, for the people of Watkinsville, the Eagle Tavern was considered the internet cafe of the day. The tavern's bar was small, but it was extremely protected. The people who served alcohol from behind the counter also had to protect themselves from rowdy customers using this weapon. Noted guests at the Eagle Tavern include Sidney Lanier, General Cobb, General Caprone, and most likely many others that may not have been noted. The menu of the tavern would have been seasonal. Fish, fowl, venison, and vegetables in season. You know, things farmers could easily grow and distribute. Later menus would become more elaborate and more items would have been served. What's so special about the Eagle Tavern's menu is that it had two drastically different menus depending on if court was in session. Notice, these menu items look very nice, even by today's standards. The Eagle Tavern would have been considered a 4 to 5 star inn and tavern in its day. Now, let's go see what's upstairs. Hey, you coming? Man, those stairs are mighty steep. Whew. This is the sleeping room. Let's say we're traveling from Savannah in the early 1800s. We can expect to reach Watkinsville in about 4 to 5 days. Today, we can make the trip in 4 to 5 hours. So, you've made the journey. While you were downstairs dining and regaling the locals with stories, your cassette was brought upstairs. The cassette contains everything you'll need for the night. After a dinner of drinking and dancing and just having fun, it's time to retire. The beds were made of rope, weaving multiple pieces of rope to the other side of the bed. The candles, oh, they were made of tallow. They produced a smell similar to sour laundry. Completely unpleasant. Oftentimes, they were placed in the blanket chest to ward the moths away. Now, imagine, it's a hot summer day, no AC at all. The chamber pot is full, your dinner just didn't agree with you. By today's standards, it would just be completely unpleasant. And to add to the unpleasantness, those sour candles. So, why did they do it? Simple. While it was uncomfortable, it was safe. Now, lastly, to my favorite room of the tavern, the loom room. On to my favorite room, the loom room. This loom represents one of the earliest industries in Watkinsville, the production of silk. Now you may be thinking, silk? What about cotton? It's true. Silk had very limited success. It wasn't until the early 1800s, with the production of Sea Island cotton imported from the Caribbean, that the economy of Georgia changed overnight. Cotton was king. Now, women in this time period usually occupied the loom, weaving rugs, carpets, and blankets. But they also had to tend to the children, cook the meals, and clean the house. Nothing compared to what women of today do. I hope you've enjoyed your tour of the Eagle Tavern. In her 214 years, the tavern has welcomed countless travelers. Its historical contributions given to historians has provided a glimpse of what life was like on the Georgia frontier, and the legacy lives on in history books and museums. So, I hope that you'll come and see for yourself all the interesting artifacts and tidbits that the Eagle Tavern has to offer. Until then, see you soon.